Welcome to the Dang Show, your place for everything drawing, animation, nerds, and gaming. I'm your host, Pierre, and I'm here with my co-host, Juelz. What's good, man? How you?
Hey, what's good, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Same old, just trying to get these podcasts done. I'm actually kind of really excited because Netflix got a lot of shows coming out, man. And I'm excited to see some of these animations. I haven't watched I watched a couple of good cartoons. They got a good couple of shows on there, but this upcoming lineup is pretty dope, though.
Yeah, it's one in particular that excites me, not for the very well, it excites me at both multiple ends. Not for the very reason that it's coming out, but what it could mean in the future for the franchise. So I'll get into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, let's do a little bit of housekeeping first. First, I need y'all to follow us on our socials. If y'all can, hit us up on dangcomics.com or email at dangcomics.com. You can hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, and any social media platform, Facebook group, the Dang comic book group. And just if you want to support us, just hit us up on there. We're probably going to have a couple of contests going on right now. And, well, I really didn't say what our topic was, but like I said, I'm excited about it. But it's animation, so our topic is animation today, and we're gonna get into it. Juelz, you got any housekeeping you need to do?
Oh yeah, just follow me on Jules Artificial on Instagram, Facebook, and you also find me on the Dang uh, Facebook group. Um, and of course, you can follow us as Dang Comics, the website. Yeah. So, far as the socials, but yeah. I don't have anything else as far as housekeeping, unless you want to hear this crazy story that I was going to tell you earlier.
I mean, if it's not housekeeping, I mean, you can start with your crazy story if you want
All
to. I
right.
mean,
We could put it towards the end. I know last time you said you wanted us up towards the end, so it'd be a
yeah,
little.
we can leave it for the end. Leave it for the end. Leave
Yeah,
it for
yeah. So
everybody
tune
who
into the
stick
end,
around and listen
y'all.
to it. Yeah,
Yeah, tune into the
stick
end.
around.
I'm gonna give y'all this crazy story that just happened
Yeah.
recently.
Okay. So, I guess since we got the housekeeping out of the way, you want to get right into it?
Oh yeah, most definitely. We can get right into it. Sure.
Okay. So, we're going to be talking about, animation, basically some upcoming animation hype meter stuff right now. And like I said, Netflix got a plethora of shows coming out right now. Um, I guess we'll start with Scott Pilgrim. Did you watch the movie? Did you read the manga?
I didn't read the manga, but I absolutely fell in love with Scott Pilgrim when I saw the movie.
Yeah.
It was actually one of my favorite movies. It was like in my top five. And then when they came out with Scott Pilgrim versus the World video game, I've bought it on multiple consoles. Like I had it on the Switch, I had it on the PlayStation, I have it on Xbox because the game was really, really, really fun. It was like an old retro side scroller beat 'em up, and but yeah, like that movie made me a huge fan of the whole universe. Now I follow him on Instagram, but I haven't bought any of the mangas. But yeah, that was like my top five favorite movie. I love that movie.
Who do you
Absolutely.
follow on Instagram? The actor or the manga
No,
artist?
the manga artist. Don't ask me his name because
Is
it went
Brian
way too
Brian
deep.
Lee O'Malley?
Yeah, O'Malley. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
follow him on Instagram. Absolutely. I don't know. I just love the movie stuff. Never read the manga, but the video game and the movie sold me. It was definitely in my top five. Well, top 10.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely. I mean, that definitely Scott Pilgrim the movie is a quotable movie. You could quote every line from that movie. I could quote every line from that movie, and since it's so quotable, I put it in my top movies. Uh, also with uh, I also put it up with why can't I think of the name? Fifth Element. I put it up there with um 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah, I could
Year
just
Virgins in your top
yeah,
five.
40-Year-Old Virgin is definitely a quotable movie for me, man. I love that movie, man. I watch that movie over and over again.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I do love the art style as well, man. He got his own lane in the art style. It's kind of like simplistic but complex at the same time, like very kind of cartoony, but at the same time it has his own flavor to it. Like he can draw very detailed shoes and clothes and stuff like that. And those characters would be simple, but you could still get a feel of them actually feeling like regular people. You know, like you could see somebody playing that person. Um, and now I think I seen the movie first, and then I read the manga. And it's I didn't know the guy was Canadian until I read the manga, and I was like, oh, Canadian comic books, it's pretty cool. And kind of got me a little diverse with the comics now. I do read a comic book from a guy from France called Radiant. It's pretty dope. The artwork is dope too. So yeah, I mean, so what do you think about this animation, this movie? I mean, this cartoon is going. It looked just like the manga
Yeah,
artwork.
it looked just like the manga. And the manga, the video game looked just like the manga, like the video game that they
Yeah.
came out with it. But you
Oh
remember,
yeah, I meant to
you were,
say. Yeah.
I'm about to say, remember how you made the KO sound effect for me? Like it was actually
Yeah.
like my ringtone going like
Yeah.
KO because you
Yeah.
made it for me.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what I
I
want to
actually
use
just
for.
recently downloaded the game again because it was like
Oh,
$3 on PlayStation Store. So I just downloaded it. I played it for a little bit, man. That game is hard. I mean, well, I just talked about it in the gaming podcast, but yeah, that game is hard as fuck, man. I put it
you think
on
it's hard? It's
medium.
not.
I put it on like medium hard, and I couldn't get past that first level. That first level was long as fuck, man. Like that
Remember the
looked like
beat? Remember the beat from the
the
old school when we did dang podcast, and remember I told you that to put that beat as the intro, the first level.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I do remember, yeah. I
but
mean,
he's
that's on what is that? That was on my YouTube, man. It's not. I had to make a completely new YouTube just to we doing the day show. That's what I'm saying. We gotta keep up with it, man. We gonna
yeah,
keep giving y'all this content. Y'all come, and if y'all want to support us, just listen to us. If y'all just want to listen to us, y'all ain't gotta buy nothing. We ain't actually gotta buy nothing yet, anyway. You know what I'm saying? What it is what it is. If y'all want to support us, y'all can buy something. If y'all don't, then just give us a listen and see what's going on. If y'all want to be part of the conversation, that'd be cool.
yeah. Dang
But
merch on Redbubble. They can go to Dang merch on Redbubble. Look at some of the merch that we have
yeah, I
on
mean,
there.
give us ideas.
Mhm.
You can give us suggestions on what to talk about. I mean, we got a lot of content, man. We just want to build a community, like we said before.
Right, right. But
So
yeah,
yeah, I
Scott.
mean, I'm just curious on what the animation is going to be. Like, is it going to be something new, or is it going to redo the movie or the comic? And I'd rather it be something new because that'd be dope, you know?
I mean, the whole thing with Scott Pilgrim is him dealing with Ramona Flowers and the evil exes. So I don't know exactly what different they would have on it. I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably will have something, but if honestly, since I have never read the manga, I wouldn't have an issue of them retelling that story in the manga form, like what he's doing in high school and how he met Ramona Flowers and her background with the exes, and maybe each ex is a season. I don't know, and just get a little bit more deep dive than what the movie threw at us. So I
Right.
personally wouldn't mind if it followed the manga format and give us more explanation on the exes and Ramona Flowers, and because we just know she's American, we know Scott Pilgrim's Canadian, you know, and he fell in love with her at first sight and stuff like that. But
Right. Right. I
so
mean,
I'm
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, since I read the comic or the manga, I know what's going to happen. So if they do the portrayal of the manga, it's got stuff that they left out in the movie, of course, because the movie is a hour or so long, so it
Mm.
can't put everything in there. But I'll still watch it either way. It still look dope, still look pretty cool. So I'll give it a try.
If the
Um,
manga
uh,
has the crazy action and the good music as the movie did, it's gonna be a sell in regardless. Because the movie had banger songs. Like I have the whole Scott Pilgrim the movie soundtrack
right,
downloaded. I ain't never had a movie soundtrack before, but like all the songs, like I just love the music and you know what I'm saying, and the action of it. Like I said, that movie's just on my top five. Like I've literally hit everything but the manga or merch. But I need to start getting some of all that stuff like the manga merch. I do
yeah,
plan to get it.
yeah.
Most
Do you got a
definitely.
favorite character that you want to see
Um
on the animation?
Nas. Nas Child.
Nah, child. Yeah,
What Nas Child, Child Nas. Uh, the Asian girl that he was
yeah, yeah.
that she
Nah, child.
yeah that's child
Yeah,
I'm
the teenage,
I,
the teenager.
yeah I want to see her on there. That's gonna be pretty cool. Um, yeah, get ready, child down. When
Yeah,
she
I
said that
mean,
in the movie,
she's pretty dope in the manga. So I mean,
yeah,
she definitely got a story in the manga is more involved in it. I mean, of course, she was involved in the movie, but in the manga, she's definitely got more going on.
well, I'm
So I
anxious
mean,
to see it.
I guess moving right along, did you see the preview for Masters of the Universe?
I did. And the thing
This
is,
is
I
the
don't
second
know.
season.
Second season. I haven't seen the first season yet.
Yeah,
Like only thing I know about He Man is him and Skeletor, and Skeletor is more famous than He Man is. So it's like I don't know a lot about the story of He Man. You just know Skeletor where his voice like He Man, Skeletor, something like that. Like when I saw the trailer, his dad showed up and he had like this robot mech suit on. it threw me off because I'm like, the time they're using swords and magic, and then someone shows up with a robotic mech suit, and I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's how far gone I'm from He Man. Like, but it looks good, look dope. Like the action in it, it looks like I'm gonna have to take a listen to it. And I didn't even know that was the second season. I thought that was the first season. What's the first season on Netflix? The
yeah, it's
first
on
season?
Netflix. Yeah,
Oh wow, I'm definitely going to check that out. Then I mean, we is
yeah,
talking about
it was
Netflix
actually really
stuff.
good, man. I
Wow.
mean, yeah, definitely check it out. It it explained. I mean, look, I'm not a big, huge fan of He Man myself. Like, I grew up in '85, so I was, 5 by the time the '90s rolled around. So I wasn't playing with He Man toys, but it was pretty interesting. I did grow up with Thundercats and stuff like that, so I
Yeah.
love Thundercats. But He Man wasn't just one of my favorites, but they did a good job. I mean, it's a good animation. They've been doing good stories so far. So, I
Yeah.
mean, if you get a chance, check it out on Netflix.
I mean, I guess the title is what I couldn't really get into because I think it's a little boy who gets like powers through the sword too, but it's like He Man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It just seems
Yeah, I
over
mean, it's
redundant a little bit.
basically the sword gives you powers, and it makes you super strong. So it gives you the
Hmm.
power of the universe. And it got like lore, like, um, you know, witches, and it has different characters that are henchmen of of Skeletor, and you get to see kind of like origin of Skeletor and stuff like that. So you get a good story, a good chunk of the story, and see where it leads to. And then it starts getting real dope around the end, because you'd be like, how they gonna get out of this predicament, this and that and the third. So I don't want to spoil it for you, because actually
No, don't
I haven't
spoil it.
seen it in a while, so I can't really give you, it's not fresh on my mind, so I can't really,
Right.
give you a full rundown. But I remember it being good, and I remember it having a good storyline.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the title, like the name He Man, just like two pronouns.
Oh,
So like,
He-Man.
yeah, I was just like,
Oh, you
I
talk
just when
about
I was
more.
a
Oh, you
kid,
talk
yeah,
Mr.
like why is it
Controversial.
called He? Yeah, like why is it He
Well,
Man? Like,
no, they actually don't address it, but they kind of like make it where there is like a female character who is kind of like the equivalent of He-Man.
for she
They got
woman,
She-Ra. They
oh
got
She-Ra.
She-Ra. Yeah, She-Ra. And She-Ra is like a magical type of superpower girl. So
Okay,
She-Ra and He-Man, I don't know if their universe is the same, but at the same time, if it is, I mean, I know they had a series She-Ra as well on Netflix. I didn't get to
I do
finish
remember
watching
seeing.
She-Ra.
I do think I seen something like that. I think I remember
Yeah.
seeing She-Ra on Netflix before. But again, with the title She-Ra, I just didn't really give it a chance like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, man, I'm
I
big
mean,
bigoted,
I like
you
the
know.
Masters of the Universe type situation. So
Right.
saying, I mean, He Man is He Man. There's a name, but Masters of the Universe is what they try to play in the story. Seem like.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah. So
Oh
I mean,
man.
I know you're excited about this next one I'm gonna talk about. So, did
Nah,
you
not
did you
really.
play? You not? Man, I know I
Nope.
played that last one that came out. We are talking about Devil May Cry. So they got a new Devil May Cry series coming out on Netflix, coming out in 2024. They don't have no release date yet, but I think they started from the beginning or something like that. That story is highly convoluted. You know what I'm saying? Highly
Oh,
convoluted.
I mean, I played the Devil May Cry a couple of the games. I know it's a big, huge franchise and people love it. Um, and the combat, I guess, is what got people into it. Because I remember when we was in high school, you was telling me about Devil May Cry and the
Yeah.
combat and all that stuff. I remember how crazy it was then. But it's like, I guess it's small stuff. I guess I'm too nitpicky. Because when it comes to the game, like this guy's running super fast through these narrow streets and just going. I don't know. It's just crazy stuff like that that gets me. But I heard the story was good. But you know that meme, the meme of Dante when he was
Which
when he was
one?
holding on to the girl, and he the voice actor voice kind of broke up a little bit. It was a huge meme.
Is that from the new
Uh
game or the old
no,
game?
no, 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 from the old game. Like I think like the
Oh,
first
okay.
Devil May Cry. He was talking about something like I can't I can't remember a whole lot of it, but he was like something about like he's supposed to have been the one to her soul go to the light or something, but he was like to the light like that.
I don't think I look, man.
Yo, you gotta
I ain't
check it
hopping
out.
the. I haven't hopped into Devil May Cry. I hopped in it late in the game, so I hopped in it when Nero was a character, and actually, I don't know if I said this on the podcast yet, but I actually like that reboot they made when they made the reboot on the PlayStation.
Oh, the
It
Devil
was
May Cry reboot. Yeah, okay, I know what you're
yeah.
talking about.
A
Ain't
lot
this
of
new
people was
one?
hating on that, man. That was a
What?
while ago. A
Yeah, he
lot
had
of
like
people was
short
hating on
black
it.
hair or something like that. Because they used to
Yeah,
have like long white hair or whatever, right?
yeah. I mean, he was kind of young. He was young, and so was his brother Virgil. And I just like the story that they was doing, but for some reason, people don't like that story because, like, it was like they were Nephilim or something like that, and
Mm.
um, it was a very interesting story. Like they had demons that were living on the earth, but impersonating like high-ranking people. Like, it was a Coca-Cola kind of play store in the game, and they was like feeding people these drinks, like, but people could only see Coca-Cola, but it was actually demon juice or something like that. So it was
Wow.
actually really pretty cool. I liked it. I mean, a lot. And they had some other characters that were in there, but people was hating on it, man. Like they was like, no, we don't accept this as the new Devil May Cry. And I mean, you
You
could
know why,
probably
right?
find tons of reviews online on YouTube about how they hated it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it
You
was
know
just so
why?
whack.
You know why though?
because people
You
don't
know
like
why?
new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He had short black hair, and I bet that's the only thing they couldn't get past. Like me, when I said they dude running through the streets super fast and stuff, and it was weird to me a little bit. Like it was so fast I couldn't slow down to enjoy the
But he ends
scenery.
up getting his white hair. He gets the white hair in the game. Like
But
I
not in
don't.
the box art. The box art.
That's true. I mean, but he gets the white hair. Like it made
Oh
sense on
no.
why he had the white hair because he was doing the double trigger a lot, and then just getting white. It was just the color was going out of his hair because he was
Right.
becoming like a demon, more of a demon, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a Nephilim
Right.
or something like that, or a mixture of a demon and an angel or something like that.
Right.
So
No, Nephilimins are supposed to be a mixture of angels and humans.
right.
Um, those are
Well, I
Nephilims.
mean, in this story, I think they changed it where it was a demon and an angel. You know, I
Interesting.
mean, so they made it like the myth was that a demon and an angel make a Nephilim. But I don't, I mean, I haven't played that in a long time as well. Like, it's been two systems that it went by since then. So, two PS4 and PS5. So, it's been at least 10 years, you know?
Look, I'm gonna watch it though. I mean, the animation looked dope. It's Devil May Cry. You know, I like things dealing with Nephilim and witches and devils and angels and stuff. So I'm definitely,
Right,
if anything, I'm gonna watch it and listen to it just to see how closely it resembles my story. So you know, I'm
right.
definitely gonna check it out. Anything dealing with that type of stuff, I'm just always interested in, even though I just kind of just crapped on the game. But I am highly interested in the story. Like I listened to the timeline of it before. But who's Nero? Who's that guy? You said
Nero
Nero.
is, well, Nero is the son of either Dante or the son of Virgil, his brother. And he pops up into play. Virgil ends up like I don't want. I mean, I guess if you played the fifth game is kind of is very detailed in story and telling what's going on in the story. And I mean, the fifth game is actually really good. And he's part of the fifth game. He has this like robot arm, and he can switch different arms. He could pick different arms up in the
Nero?
game. So Nero, yeah.
How old is he though? If for him to be a child of Dante or his brother, ain't
Yeah,
they like still
yeah.
like in
Dante
their
and them are old. They
twenties?
like 50 years old, man. They old as
Really?
shit, man. Yeah, in the fifth
Wow.
game. So like
Okay.
that's why I was saying the remake. They trying to reboot it. They had Dante really young, but
Right.
now they just went back to the original timeline. So it's been about 5 games. So it's Dante's gotten old. He's gotten to like he's 50 years old, and his brother
Okay.
Virgil, he has the quick blade thing,
Right.
and he's
Sephiroth
pretty cool.
Blade.
Like if you ever check out some gameplay on it, man, it's pretty dope. Yeah, like
I'm gonna check it out.
I know I played it. Like it's got a plethora of like if you ever played Bayonetta or anything like that, like it's
It
got a lot
reminds
of
me of
combos.
Bayonetta. And you know
Yeah,
what? That's bad because I love Bayonetta. So how messed up is that? Because I'm a huge Bayonetta fan, but that game was crazy combos. Crazy. It's like this. It's the same game, 1-1. But I don't know. Something with Devil May Cry gameplay I just couldn't get to. I don't know. It was the visuals for me or what. I don't know. But Bayonetta, like the visuals, was absolutely stunning. And you're playing as a witch, shooting bullets and all that stuff. And even though it was over the top, I mean, her hair is extending out here and she's doing all this crazy stuff. But I just
right.
absolutely love Bayonetta. So I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
I
I don't know.
mean,
I
maybe
guess it's like
because
I'm
there's
a
a
hater,
female.
man.
I don't know. Maybe because there's a female, but
I don't
Devil
know.
May Cry crawled so Bayonetta can walk. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, Devil May Cry is a good game. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not. Honestly,
I'm
I'm gonna
not.
give it a
Look,
shot.
I'm not. I'm
I'm gonna
look.
give it a
I'm not.
shot.
I haven't played every single Devil May Cry, so I can't be a gung ho Devil May Cry guy. I mean, I like Devil May Cry, and I got interested in the story. I played the fifth one. I did buy the fifth. The fifth one was
Hmm.
um pretty dope. But I bought the fifth one, and the fifth game was just dope, man. It just had It actually had four characters,
Hmm.
and all of them play different. Like Dante has so many combos, bro. Like this dude could pull out like a motorcycle and hit you with the motorcycle. It's like so many different combos. It's like overwhelming almost because like you go into the move
Dang.
list, you see all these damn moves, and
Hmm.
you're like, what am I going to do? And then you got like a triple S rank when you get into these fights and shit like that. So you want to
Right.
try to kill these combos, so you keep them in the air and shooting them and
Hmm.
shit. You use the guns,
Just
use the
like
blade.
Bayonetta. Just like
Yeah,
Bayonetta. There's a
hmm
ranking system after each one.
that's what I'm
And I used
saying.
to try to
Like
get the
it was
highest
like
ranking.
that. It was like that before Bayonetta. So like Bayonetta,
Mhm.
so like Devil May Cry crawls so Bayonetta can walk. Man, I'm telling you, like
Is that the
I
same
don't know if
company? Is
Platinum
Bayonetta
Games had
Capcom?
anything to do with it, huh?
Is Bayonetta Capcom?
No, it's it's Sega, I think, in this Platinum
Bayonetta
Games.
Sega. Okay, so
Yeah,
that explains why Nintendo got a hold to
yeah,
the second one, I think. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, look, if they was making a Bayonetta animation, we'd be all on it. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
who you
All
telling?
day. You know, I
All
mean,
day.
that story is crazy too. It's still kind of like in the same vein, almost like
I can't even
you
tell you what
know,
it's about. It's so over the place. I just know that she's fighting angels, but honestly, when it comes to like the main story,
she's
I
a
couldn't even
witch,
tell you.
man.
I know
She's a
she's a
witch.
witch, but I don't know why she's fighting the angels. I think like the angels is the bad guys in this one, in this universe. Like the angels was trying to take over the world or something, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's
I don't know.
very yeah, it is very convoluted, just like Devil May Cry. So,
But the
I mean,
angels
she got a
did look very
sister
good.
with white hair. She got a sister with white hair and a red outfit, just like Dante wears a red jacket and white hair, and you know,
You know,
I
I
mean,
never thought of that comparison. That's crazy. Wow. Wow.
yeah, I
You know, they
mean,
beat for
I
beat.
mean,
It's
they
just
it's
gender
just
swap.
Devil May Cry with chicks. I mean, I don't want to say it, but it is what it
It
is. You know what
is.
I'm saying?
And Bayonetta was highly sexualized. Like when she tried to do all the stuff, like it
Yeah,
was all
definitely.
the, it was just a good game, man. I just love that game. Like Bayonetta, I played that game for hours, and it wasn't because she was sexualized. It was just the combos, the many power ups, and once you beat it, and you get to all the other stuff. Like it just got to the point where I'm just trying to get S rank or triple S rank or whatever on everything. And
Right.
like you said, there's so much you can do. I don't know, but it makes me want to replay Bayonetta, but now it kind of makes me want to try Devil May Cry. But I don't really want to do like the old games. But I
I
take
mean,
that
do
back
like
because I will. I take that back to the next subject. So I take that back.
I mean, I mean, do like I do. What I do is I do my research. You know what I'm saying? So I'll sit there and watch a 8 hour or 4 hour explained video on Devil May Cry or something like that, or somebody did a retrospective on it, and just look at what I would like to play and how this story will go together, and see if I want to get involved in it or not. I know for not Resident Evil, I was about to say Resident Evil, but for Devil May Cry 3, I mean 5, I definitely wanted to play it. So I got a good chunk of the story, so I had to go back and see what this story is about, like how fill in these gaps because I don't know what's going on, and that's how I do. So I mean, that's why we out here nerding out about animation because we could we could say, oh, I know about this, I know about this, yeah, I'm a nerd, I know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, when
Because there
stuff
was
that
some
you just
other
absolutely
nerd that told us about it, bro. Like
right. Like I said, I seen the timeline. I seen the timelines of it. It's been a while, but I did see the timeline of it talking about when Devil May Cry. But I'm gonna have to revisit it just because the anime is coming out. So I'm definitely gonna refresh my memory to see exactly
yeah.
what the direction the anime is gonna come to.
Yeah, if anything, just for research or for
Right,
something to help you along the way.
right,
Might give you
right.
some ideas. Like talking about ideas. I was watching. I mean, well, we're talking about animation, but we was watching Jujutsu Kaisen. I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I know it's hard for you to get into, but I wanted to take some elements from it, even though it's complicated just to understand the story. But I wanted to take. They have cursed objects in their story, and so they have different ways to do the power system. And I wanted to ask, like, I get inspiration from other people to do power systems. So if you're doing Dragon Ball Z, they got Ki. If you're doing, Naruto, they got chakra, something like that. And is it other ways for other people to have power in your story? So are they born with it, this and that and the third? So with Jujutsu Kaisen, they have cursed objects, and that's how people can be, you know,
People who can
have power
manipulate
in
cursed energy. They have
right.
a they.
How they can
But
manipulate cursed energy.
well, I understand. I want to give it a try so bad, but I tried. I went and listened to the power system explained.
Oh yeah, it's
All right, I
complicated,
get
bro.
it. I get it. I understand the concept that people with negative emotions bring out energy, and these type of people are the people who can actually manipulate this type of energy. I get it, right? That's a cool concept.
So
You know what I'm
hold
saying?
on.
People.
Let me try to simplify it a little bit more for you.
I
There
mean, that was pretty
are
simple.
you were saying cursed energy goes out, and then there's a certain
Yeah,
amount.
like negative from negative emotions, right? Like negative
Yeah,
emotions.
but
That's
let me
usually cursed
simplify it
energy.
for you.
Okay, all
There
right,
are
good.
cursed. There are cursed sorcerers. You know what I'm saying? Like not cursed sorcerers. There are people who are cursed energy sorcerers or jujitsu sorcerers, and then there's people who are not. That's it.
I get.
You only
Yeah, I
have
understand.
people who
But
can do it
what?
and people who can't do it.
So what makes you a jujitsu sorcerer? Like you just randomly have the ability to manipulate cursed energy, negative
No, you
energy, or
don't
whatever.
randomly. You don't randomly. you
So
you
how do you
can
become a
randomly.
jujitsu?
You can randomly, but you get taught. There's a school. It's jujitsu high school. So you go
So
to a
everybody
school.
could be a jujitsu sorcerer, then pretty much.
Not everybody. Like I said, it's people who can and the people who can't.
Well, people can see. People can be taught to see negative emotion in energy.
Nope.
All
They
right.
can be
So my whole thing
manipulated
is
too. Like, all right, put it
how.
like this. This is what makes it complicated. This doesn't what make it complicated. It's people who can't. So non curse users, they create the curses. So
Right.
their negative emotions, like you were saying, creates curses in the world. They
Right.
cannot see these curses. They cannot
Right.
interact with these curses. They can't do anything. But curses can kill them. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Jujitsu sorcerers, they can manipulate their own negative energy as curse energy. And they can fight curses. The only way to fight curses is with cursed energy. So all the people that are not jujitsu sorcerers are creating curses constantly because they are putting out negative energy in the world. And
Mm-hmm.
whatever people might be scared of, like let's just say they're scared of a tsunami or something like that, they're gonna get more and more scared about tsunamis, and then it's gonna become a tsunami curse. And
Mm-hmm.
that tsunami curse is gonna feed off of that fear and that stuff like that.
And
So
that's
it's
how
gonna
you get
actually go out
stronger.
and kill people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the jujitsu
So
sorcerers are the only people who can fight that.
okay. So but my whole thing is, so a jujutsu sorcerer have to use the negative energy themselves. So that means what they have to constantly be upset and angry too to get this energy.
Yeah.
How is this energy established for how do they know how far they can deep get the power? Like you have to have extreme negative emotions all the time, and the more powerful your negative emotion, the more power you can use from yourself. So you mean to me
Well,
every sorcerer is always having a negative bad day for them to be able to use this energy? Like
I mean,
that's what I don't get. Like that
can
don't
I
make
answer
sense
your
to me.
question, man? Can I answer your question? This
Go
is
ahead, go ahead,
I'm trying to
go
answer
ahead,
your
go ahead.
question, man.
All right, go ahead, go
So,
ahead. You
so
trying
the
to convert me?
question, yeah, you trying to what?
I say you trying to convert me, but I don't know if that's gonna
I'm not
work.
trying to convert you. I'm just explaining it to you, man.
Well, I want to know, so go ahead,
You
tell me.
asking me a question, I'm trying to answer it, man.
Just tell me, tell me. You gotta
All
tell me
right.
on this one.
So there are people who've been passed down from generation to generation who are strong in their jujitsu manipulation. There's people who just learn how to do it and they don't know how to do it. So there is the main character, so we can the audience can learn. Like his name is Yuji, so he gets put into a situation where curses are attacking him, and he eats one of the cursed objects, and it just happens to
Yeah,
be
I get. Yeah,
it just happens to
super
be
good.
the main curse guy. So
Mm.
that he doesn't know how to do all this energy. He's learning how to be stronger. But there's people who's been in clans for generations that know how to use their energy in certain ways. Everybody has a unique way of using it. It's kind of it's he wants to make the guy Gege or Gigi wants to make it as complicated as Nin and Hunter x Hunter, but it's kind of
It's
like
stupid
not
complicated though. It's like
yeah
it's actually it's not like why can't they just manipulate? Why would they have to manipulate their own curse energy? To me, that makes it feel. If you're telling me in this universe, people's fear or negative emotion creates curses, so the Jujutsu sorcerers they have to use their own negative energy to fight these curses. Why didn't they just have it to where the jujitsu sorcerers learn how to manipulate the curse energy that's around them to fight the curse energies? Why would you have to use your own? Because to me, that makes you sound like, okay, so you have to, I'm putting you with everyone else. And if you're not terrified or upset or angry, then your power is going to be like nothing. But if you're like terrified or angry or upset, then you have more power. It would be make more sense
Ju-
to me
Joel.
to manipulate the energy of everyone else like the curse energies. That's why I'm
So
like, that don't make sense to me.
what I just told you, you didn't understand none of it. So that's what you're trying to say. You're saying because you're making your own rules. You're making your own
I'm
rules. Your rules
what I'm
is that
saying is his rules don't make sense to me. Is what I'm
no, I'm
saying.
trying to
I
tell
don't
you
get it.
what the rules are. The rules are that there's people passed down with this cursed energy, so they're automatically strong in cursed energy. They don't have to be negative or be sad or this and that. They use their cursed energy because it's been part of their lineage. You get what I'm saying?
That's stupid. That's dumb. That's stupid to me. It's so stupid because it's like I'm looking at you still using negative energy that's supposedly coming from yourself. But you're like, hey, my grandpa know how to do it and he was good at it. So now I'm born and I just have an innate instinct on how to use my negative energy. So I don't even gotta be mad. But so how can you create something out of nothing? You can't create negative curse energy to manipulate and use if you don't have any negative emotions. That doesn't make sense to me. It's
What are
a
you talking
contradicting
about?
its own work.
Cursed
The
energy is
sorcerers.
just an object. It's just a thing. It doesn't have to be made. It doesn't have to be made.
What do you mean? It has to be manipulated to like life form, like the energy. It's
No,
like
it doesn't
key.
have to. It's like key, but you don't have to do anything to have key. You get what I'm saying? Like what
But
Goku
to
only
expand
trains.
it out of your body, you have to be able to do it. You have to. It's you have to have a skill to be able to manipulate it out of your body. It's like bending, like water
I
or fire
understand
or
that,
air bending.
but
So
you're
curse
not
energy is
expending it
like
out of your
bending to
body.
me.
You're not expending it out of your body. You're not.
But you are if you're forming it to your hands, even if you don't shoot it out like a Kamehameha, if it's coming around your hands or it's coming inside of an object or it's making you be able to jump faster or whatever it is. Because I've seen the manga and the anime, energy is forming around their arms and stuff. So obviously they're putting the energy out and it's supposed to be
They're
cursed
not.
energy.
They're not putting energy out. They have to imbue their hands with the energy to be able to punch the cursed objects. You get what I'm saying? Or the cursed people. That's the only reason they don't expel it like, oh, I'm going to shoot a Kamehameha blast or a blast from my hand. They don't do that. They only imbue their hand enough so they can be able to hit them. Just like in Hunter x Hunter, when you have to put the Nin barrier around you just to be able to do stuff. That's how
Right.
it is.
But the nin barrier and stuff is like your own energy expelled. It's not so limited to where it's just negative emotions. Because it's like to me, I have to think, oh, my dog died.
So no,
But see, only thing makes sense.
that's why you're making your own rules. I'm trying
But
to
see,
explain to you is that negative emotions don't have to be part of it. Negative emotions don't have to be part to make curse energy. You are a
so what
jujitsu
makes curse
sorcerer,
energy?
which means that you have curse energy in you. That doesn't mean that you have to be negative or sad or distressed to have that energy. You're a jujitsu sorcerer. That means you automatically have curse energy in you. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be
So
expelled. It doesn't have to be manipulated to be stronger. So you don't have to be sad or you don't have to be uh you know going through a lot just for you to be stronger.
But
It
see, but that's what doesn't make sense to me. It'd be better if he just said emotion or type of energy that they can absorb or manipulate or something like that. But if you're just classifying it as just cursed energy and you're telling me cursed energy is formed this way, but then you're saying, but they're a lineage, so they just got a lot of this energy in them. And even though they had happiest people on earth, because they come from a lineage, they just have all it's it doesn't it's stupid. It sounds dumb. Only thing what makes sound good to me is cursed weapons. Why? A cursed weapon would sound good? Say there's a samurai sword that killed thousands of people, right? Then this sword is he's been used. It's been killing a lot of people. There's a lot of death in that sword, a lot of slaying lives or whatever. So that sword will kind of be like a living weapon or have like some kind of power of its own that can be manifested or something. So I get if that was how cursed weapons would be because it has like that type of background. Just how they say that these entities are formed, like a cursed tsunami. And cursed tsunami is formed because a lot of people was energy was embelled into it to make it become real. So they're walking negative energy
yes,
that
they
comes
can
from nothing.
manipulate it. They're walking
So
negative
they're
energy.
but even though they don't have negative energy, they're just walking negative energy.
Their negative energy doesn't work the same way as it works with non-sorcerers. It doesn't work the same way. So it works as different because they already
But
have it.
so a jujutsu sorcerer who has to use cursed objects because they can't manipulate to put it to their hands to fight curses. You mean to tell me that? But you said no, everyone can't become a jujutsu sorcerer. So you would think that the people who can't become a jujutsu sorcerer is the ones who have to use cursed objects, right? But if they have to use cursed objects, that means they was taught. So that means anyone could be a jujutsu sorcerer.
So the only person that use cursed objects is people who have a heavenly pact or they're human. So there's only one character named Maki who has to wear glasses that's cursed glasses to see the enemies, and she has a heavenly pact. And this is look, I'm trying to explain a complicated thing to somebody who ain't trying to listen. So if you understand they, if they got a heavenly pact, that means that they were born with with something bad that happened to them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that heaven is not going to give you cursed energy. They're going to give you either strength or weakness. You know what I'm saying? Heaven either gave you strength or weakness. So they're jujitsu sorcerers, but they don't have curse energy. You get what I'm saying? So
Because they're blessed.
because heavenly pact, you get what I'm saying? The heavenly pact is you're gonna be weak as fuck with a lot of curse energy, or you're gonna be strong as fuck with no curse energy. You get what I'm saying? That's what that is. And there's only like 3 people in this whole show that has that. Everybody else who's a jujitsu sorcerer, they either had dormant dormant jujitsu powers, basically like they had jujitsu powers but they wasn't awakened, or they swallowed a cursed object and made them have cursed energy inside of them because they swallowed or they used the cursed energy. Now they got cursed energy inside them, and they was able. They had dormant jujitsu powers or dormant jujitsu sorcerer genes, and they woke up. They got up. by a cursed
See,
object.
the only thing that would make sense to me, as far as the main character, is like him swallowing that finger. Is like him having a non-tail fox in him. So now he has this
He
cursed
does.
object in him that he can expel. Exactly. So I said that would to me would make sense
It
because I
does.
can see where he's getting that energy from, and it's a reserve of a cursed object. But other people, when it comes to the other sorcerers who just using themselves, it just loses me. I can understand the cursed
I
objects.
get what you're
I can
saying. I get
understand
what
that.
you're saying because it's different with Yuji. Yuji swallowed the finger, and then
He got none.
he became the
Right.
vessel for Sukuna. So
Right.
it's not like Naruto and the nine-tailed fox. The nine-tailed fox is inside of him, but it's caged inside of him. So Naruto can take the energy whenever he wants to from
Mm-hmm.
the nine-tails.
Mm-hmm.
Yuji cannot do that. Sukuna will sit there and laugh in his fucking face if he wants them to do something for him. He's like, I need your power. He's like, bitch, no. I'm not giving you shit. You know what I'm saying? He would say, no, I'm not doing anything for you. He'll let him die. He will let Yuji die. You know what I'm saying? And he let him die
Right.
plenty of times. He's actually killed Yuji. You know what I'm saying? He took over Yuji's body, tore his heart out, and was killing him. He was like,
I
I don't
seen
give a
that
fuck about
episode.
your vessel, my vessel. I'm the king of curses. So,
Yeah, I seen the episode. I seen all
but what
that.
I'm trying to
Yeah, I know what you're
explain
talking
to
about.
you, is that Yuji had dormant, cursed manipulation or a cursed technique inside of him. He, the only reason it just happened to be, yeah, that sounds stupid because there's a 1 in a million chance that this nigga gonna eat a finger that's cursed and get these powers because he had dormant powers. That sound like, yeah, a whole lot of shit had to line up just for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like he had
I
to
mean,
have
I don't have a
dormant
problem with
powers.
that.
Yeah, he had to have dormant powers. He had to swallow a finger, and then he had to learn how to use his cursed energy.
The dormant power part is the only one I have an issue with. That I don't have an issue with him swallowing the object and learning how to use it. Because that to me would make more sense. It doesn't make much sense that he doesn't get to suck the power from Suit. What's his name? You know, because now he's using his own power. He's using his own curse energy. But I guess what, like I said, what throws me off is just that the whole definition of curse energy itself. And I mean, like I have a story similar to this with a power system similar to this, but to me it's not this complex. You know what I'm saying? With the No Evil Fantasy story. So that would maybe get into Jujutsu Kaisen in the first place because I was like, okay, let me see if they're talking about or they took some ideas and a little bit, yes, they did as far as the people who believes in enough stuff will make it happen because we all expel some type of energy out, but this one they just said negative emotions and stuff. So I mean, I don't want to hold too much on Jujutsu Kaisen. Listen, in the comment section, y'all can roast me, or you can agree with me, or whatever. But the whole thing is, I feel like the story. I feel like the power system itself is the reason why I can't really get into it because not because it's confusing, but it doesn't really make sense. And the whole because I'm looking at where it started from, the underlining point of your energy of your power system. I'm looking at how it's all generated, and I'm spreading out like a roots to grow like a tree. So it's a seed. The power system is a seed, and I'm looking at it sprout up. And if the seed itself makes sense and it starts to sprout up and it's making sense, but then all of a sudden you're like, well, this type of seed is supposed to only make green branches, but it can make red and orange branches here and red. You're like, what? And it's all over the place. Then you lose. So it was starting off nice, and somewhere along the lines, it just started like he just started adding stuff and just started making stuff up. And now I'm like, well, nah. I'm pretty sure the action's good. I'm pretty sure the characters are interesting because I see them all the time with Gojo and all that stuff. I try to understand the whole techniques and the whole boundary thing, expansions or whatever. I mean, all that stuff sounds cool, but I don't know. I just couldn't get too far past the seed sprouting, so it just lost me. And if I can't understand it, I just don't watch it. So That was a long-winded explanation. Look at you,
I
look so
mean,
defeated. But
no,
I
I don't
tried.
look
I
defeated.
tried.
Is because you suck the energy out of what I was trying to explain by trying to get your narrative across about Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, I was just trying to explain it to you. You
Curse
know
the
what I'm
energy.
saying?
I took it. I took your energy, right?
No, no,
Sorry about that.
but what I was explaining about watching Jujutsu Kaisen is that the power
Go ahead.
system has different ways to so for other people to have powers. So
Right.
that being said, curse objects, you can have curse energy, you can not have curse energy. You got heavenly pact. It's different ways to have power. And do I want to make my story, or do I want to incorporate stuff like that into my story where other people can have powers different ways other than the main ways? Because, yeah, that would make it more complex, but not, I wanted to make it unbearably complex where it's like, oh, this is how, like, the only way one, like, making it one power system kind of limits you from people having powers. You know what I'm saying? So if you can only focus on these characters, like, it is like when you think about Full Metal Alchemist, you got different types of alchemy, and you have
Mm-hmm.
different ways to use alchemy. And then
Right.
when you think about Airbender, they have the four elements, which is very simple, but
Right.
they switch it
They
up. They
use it
make
different
water
ways.
bending. You could do blood bending. You know what I'm saying? Or you could take the water out of the plants and stuff like that. They say you got earth bending, but then yeah, you could do metal bending. She invented metal bending, and it was only one character that could do all four.
Right.
So
The Avatar.
so
But
that's what I'm
let me
saying.
ask this
Like, trying to make
question.
it complex, but not too complex where you don't understand it to the Jujutsu
So
Kaisen standards.
you're not trying to have it to your regular people. Well, in a way you do, because your seed in here is the godly power. And now it's all shattered all over the world, all the universe. So people will have different ways to harness that power. People who innately have different types of energy might use this shard to enhance what they got, or people who can't or don't have any powers, they find a way to manipulate the shard to use powers. But you still have it as one basis, which is the stone. Just
I
like
know,
it is
but
what you said with like you, but with Jesus Kaisen, it's like you say, it's what you. I don't know if you're saying you want, if you want non people to have ways to have power, then you do have it already in your story. Like in this main comic, you have one already who these people don't have no power, but in the Fire Scatter Embers, we it's manipulated a different way. So you kind of already have it that way, where people's using it differently. But so yeah, I mean, so if that's what you were saying, because you're already sort of doing that. If you think about it, like
well,
you already have that type of system.
what I was trying to say, well, what I was saying was that maybe having cursed objects or having relics where you will have to, if you want to make your power system stronger or something like that. Yeah, the stone is a conduit of energy
Hmm.
when you get the stone in my story,
Right.
but people could use it in different ways. But the complexity between how you become stronger is where I can add the complexity. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to become stronger, instead of just using this conduit, which is the stone, you can get to know yourself or your other self in the other universe, of course. So you're knowing yourself as your soul. So that right there can make you stronger without having the stone. And if you have other relics, like I have the gel kalo, which is something that um his my main character's brother interacts with, and then I have another relic where one of my evil guys has interacted with to split his self consciousness, basically evil him and good him, so they can be separate. So I do have those things to make different powers in my story, but I was just trying to incorporate a lot more. I wouldn't say a lot more of Jujutsu Kaisen's ways into it. I'm just saying, is it easy to understand? And that's why looking at Jujutsu Kaisen and reading Jujutsu Kaisen or whatever I'm doing with it is giving me insight on how I can be able to not do this or do this the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we was talking about like not trying to express more out with your story. I don't know how far we can go into detail with it. Um, but we were saying like with the Jekyll, it's like a yin yang circle. And in this side of the universe, the Jekyll is like literally like the evil part, the evil center or evil part of that most in that universe almost. And it's like in the other side of the universe, it has like the positive version of the Jekyll. So he interacts with the Jekyll. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have, and it all goes bases with the story of with the Cure Stone and the Anti-Cure Stone. So, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Your stories, in the end, it all comes together and it makes sense. So it's not confusing. It's not all over the place because it all still stems from one seed. Even though it's sprouting out differently, you can always bring it back to one thing and say, okay, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? In the basis of this universe. But with Jujutsu Kaisen, that's what I'm saying. It's too much all over the place. It doesn't seem like it's connected
I
too
mean,
well.
look,
And I can't connect
I'm
the
further than
dots.
the animation, so I know it's all over the place. They doing stuff that they ain't supposed to be able to do, but they doing it. And this guy, he just don't. I don't know what Gege is doing, but he's doing. He's just doing stuff. Like I feel like
Yeah.
he's doing like Game of Thrones shit with an anime, and it's like worse than Game of Thrones shit because you don't know what's going on. You know,
Right, right.
so I mean, I guess we could get back on track. Since we took that sidetrack, we still talk about
You could
animation.
have
We
made a
still
whole
talk about story.
could have made a
Um,
whole podcast talking about Jujutsu Kaisen.
right. Oh, yeah, we could do a whole podcast of me trying to explain Jujutsu Kaisen to
Yeah,
you. So I mean,
yeah, we could
so I mean,
have. Because,
going
oh
back to
god.
it, um, I guess we'll segue into from Jujutsu Kaisen into Animusha. Animusha is something. Have you ever played
Onimusha.
any of the Animusha games and
You look, I felt so bad. I felt so bad because remember we had the last podcast and you asked me what was my best gaming franchise, what franchise I love, and I couldn't believe myself that I forgot about Onimusha. I've played, I've owned all the Onimusha games,
yeah.
and um, I mean when I first got the first Onimusha, I ain't gonna lie, it scared me a little bit. I mean, I was younger and stuff like that, and it was more of the Resident Evil type feel. Like
Mhm.
you can literally only move the same way they move in the Resident Evil games. Where you had to come up
Right.
and you had to turn around like this. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And this game was dealing with demons and stuff, what they call Gemma. But when I started to play it, and samurais versus demons and stuff like that, but when I played it, I absolutely fell in love with it, and I got all of them. In the very last one was my favorite, Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, and that game came out probably like in 2000 and maybe 2006 or something. But I've been hoping and praying, maybe 2007 or 8, I don't know. But I was hoping and praying for another Onimusha game for a hot minute. Um, and before I knew that it was coming out with a Netflix series, I was talking to my son about it because the first Onimusha, I guess they claimed it a remastered, but it's not. They just upped the textures or whatever, and they just re-released it.
Mhm.
I mean, this is Capcom, so it
Right.
still looks like PlayStation 2 graphics. But I was telling him how I love the game, and I bought the game just because I love the Onimusha series, just like Dragon's Dogma that's coming out. This is the whole game it says, but I rebought that because I love the Dragon Dogma game. Anyway, I was
Mhm.
telling my son about it, and because Kim and I played Onimusha Dawn of Dreams and her brother played it. It's a co-op game. Absolutely love that game. And I was like, oh, it's my favorite game in the whole world. Favorite games in the whole world. And then I was trying to show him the Dark Realm where you got to do like 100 floors. And that's when I saw the Netflix trailer. And I was like, what? Yo, I was screaming. I was going ham. I was like, okay, they came out, they re-released Onimusha 1 remastered. Now they have a Netflix show coming out called Onimusha. I'm hoping and praying this is leading to a new Onimusha game. I told my son I would be happy if they actually just re-released all the other games for the next gen consoles and actually give it some love and actually redoing it like they did Final Fantasy.
Yeah, or no, like Capcom did like Resident Evil. Yeah.
Or like it did Resident Evil. Yeah. I will absolutely love that if they redid Onimusha. Because I think they kind of test the waters with it. And I think it did well when people bought the game, the first one. So I think that's why they did it. But if they was to actually do that, because they didn't do it on the first one, which sucked. I mean, it's the characters be talking, their mouth be moving, but then the voices just keep going. Like you could just tell they just updated the textures or whatever.
Right.
But like I said, when I saw this Netflix show, I was like, it wasn't so much about the show. It was just so much what it means.
It was like the potential.
The potential. I'm like, yo, if Capcom is releasing anything on Onimusha after these long decades, something has to be coming. So, of course, I'm going to watch the Netflix show because I'm a huge, huge fan of Onimusha. So I'm definitely going to watch it, even though this show appears to have nothing to do with the manga or any of the old characters. But I could be wrong. Maybe it may segue to it or give me some nostalgia. But just because of the name Onimusha, and this last podcast, I told you how these movies be coming out with names for nostalgia hits. So I'm hoping that it lives up to the story, but I'm absolutely overexcited about one of my favorite gaming franchises in the whole world. And next to Valkyrie Profile, I can't believe I forgot to say that. Yeah. I just said Borderlands. Man, I was so mad at myself. But Valkyrie Profile,
man, you gotta make it up on the next gaming podcast.
Yeah, I'm making it up now. I'm making it up now because you asked me, and I totally forgot about Valkyrie Profile. Man, I love that game. I love those games. Valkyrie Profile, Onimusha, like. Come on, please. I begged for years for Onimusha.
I remember you talking about Valkyrie Profile. Like you talking about that thing like look.
Oh man.
The equivalent of Valkyrie Profile is like Final Fantasy VII for me. Right. So like they remade my dream has came true. You know what I'm saying?
I know. So what's up with that, right?
So I mean, hopefully in your lifetime you be able to get it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe it's my turn. Like they coming out with a show. So I'm praying. I'm like, oh, okay, y'all gave me the first one. And they ain't say nothing else. They just re-released the first game and didn't bring out the other three. And I'm like, that's messed up. Come on, you just teasing me. But now they got the Netflix show out. So I'm hoping they keep going with it.
I mean, if they get enough buzz, man, I'm hoping. Look, I would be down because I don't know too much about Onimusha at all. So you know, I would like to watch the anime or watch the show trying to get some type of semblance of what's going on, or because I love samurai stuff, man. I mean, like I know you was playing Sekiro and that's kind of like in the same vein a little bit, but I don't know. Was it Sekiro Die Twice or something like that? Yeah.
No, it was Neo. It was
Neo that was like that. Yeah. So like yeah, I love samurai stuff. So I will check this Ronin stuff out. I like stuff like that. I wanted to ask you about what do you think about the 3D animation adaptations? Like, because this is actually 3D animated and it's cell shaded and stuff like that. Do you think that they could live up to regular animation? Would you rather have it hand drawn or have it digitally drawn instead of the 3D? Because we came a long way.
I used to be biased about it. I used to hate it when I saw a new series come out and I found out it was 3D. And because it was 3D, I was like, I really didn't want to give it a chance. I forgot which show came out that was 3D that used to be 2D that I gave a chance and I was like, yo, this is dope. And I forgot what it was. I wish I can remember what show it was, but if it's done correctly, most definitely I would give it a chance. Like I said, if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, I probably would have been like, man, this really breaks my heart that it's not, traditional animated. But I've seen some stuff redone in 3D, and it was pretty good. So, nah, it doesn't bother me as much at all seeing this as 3D anime, sort of cell shaded. Yeah, it don't really bother me. I think that it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be pretty dope, and not just because it's Onimusha. Seriously, it's a serious question towards that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a big issue in it now. I guess I matured up to it, and I guess actually gave it a chance and saw what they can do with it, and you know, I mean, plus 3D animation, it evolved a long way from what it used to be when they first was making stuff 3D animation, and it didn't look good. So it's looking pretty good now. So yeah, I mean, the trailer looked lit to me. I'm hoping that it's English dub. The trailer was sub,
I know, right? Yeah.
so I'm hoping they come out with an English dub
I
version.
mean, being
Um,
Netflix, it could go either way, man. It could go either way.
yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it.
Yeah.
If it's not English
I
dub,
remember. I remember.
that
I was trying to watch One Punch Man on there, and that was like, oh shit, they got One Punch Man on there. Then they ain't had nothing but the sub version, and I was like, oh,
sometimes.
I was like, look, I'll watch it again. You know what I'm saying? I will watch
Mhm.
it again, but I mean, I would rather just have it playing and then know what's going on while I'm doing something else than having to
Right,
focus on it. So,
and read it.
I'm one of those guys that are dubbed instead of subbed. I mean, look, I'm old enough to admit that I got other things going on while I'm watching stuff, so I can't focus. I can't use, what I'm saying, my domain expansion just to be able to read this stuff, you know what I'm saying, and watch it at the same time. Like I look at new anime. I'm looking at the Bleach um thousand year blood arc.
Blood
I'm
War,
looking at
Blood War. Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, but they kind of like right behind each other. Back in the day we ain't have it like that. Like back in the day we had to wait a hot minute
Hmm.
before English dub came out. Now they like right behind each other. It was 2 episodes behind. So
I
I'll watch
mean,
it
yeah.
subbed and then I'll watch it dubbed.
I
And
think that's why Toonami was so popular
yeah,
because it was English dub anime. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, and mostly time when you watch anime, the good anime has to been sub.
right.
So when Toonami showed up, they got Dragon Ball Z, Cowboy Bebop, and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and it was like,
I
I
mean,
think that stuff
classic.
really turned people on to anime, right?
Definitely
So,
classic.
and when it's sub, I feel like I'm missing something sometimes. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
especially if
Like
they're doing a lot of talking. You know what I'm saying?
a lot of talking, doing the action.
Like
It's
I
like you gotta
honestly,
read.
what is it? Look, I couldn't watch Attack on Titan, so I couldn't watch it. Like I was like, what are they talking about, bro? Like I don't know.
Right.
All I wanted to see was the Titan attack somebody, this and that and third, and I didn't know what they was talking about. So I waited a hot minute
Hmm.
before it was all
Hmm.
done, and I could come back and watch all the season and all the show. So it'd be
Hmm.
like that. I mean, my person. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, what I'm saying, go in on your explanation on 3D animation, but
No,
I'm
I was
I'm
done.
warming up to it. I grew up in the reboot era when 3D animation was really coming up. Reboot was my
Mm.
show, even though it looked like you know cylinders and what I'm
I
saying,
remember
Windows
reboot.
95. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember it was sort of like that was the concept of it because like there was all data. And, you got this big, huge cube that's
Cube that
erasing
came
stuff.
down.
To me,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
people just hit delete on the button,
Yeah.
just hit
So
delete and everything. They just try to escape. They're
right,
like,
they had to
oh
play the
man,
game. They had to get inside of the cube and
yeah.
play the game, and then if they won, then it wouldn't delete the area.
Mm.
So I mean,
Oh
yeah,
really?
that's for
Okay.
y'all young folks that don't know too much about. You know what I'm saying? I remember
What
when
about Doc
Tsunami,
Hexine?
huh?
What about the Doc Hexine? You know, Doc Hexine
Oh yeah.
animes,
Hmm.
and then 3D was like it was animation, 2D animation, then it went to 3D.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so many of them though, but that
Yeah.
was actually pretty good anime too. But
I mean,
like I said, it came a long ways.
yeah, they came a long way. They came a long ways, man. And I was always skeptical, like, cause I was accepting of 3D animation, even though, cause I mean, I went to college for animation computer graphics. So I mean, I was like, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And I mean, I'm always on the fence about people who always complain about CGI and shit like that. Like, I mean, it's fucking 2023, man. Like, everything is CGI. Some things are CGI. You don't even know it's CGI. Like, they could be in Italy and you didn't even know that they was in Italy. But then is one face that look weird and you'd be like, oh man, the CGI is horrible. I was like, whatever. But I mean, I was skeptical about one of my favorite animes that went 3D, and it was actually super dope. So I watched the Dragon Ball Z movie, the new one, Dragon Ball Super Hero.
Ah,
And
superheroes. I
man,
seen that too.
that thing looked good. That thing looked
It
good.
did
They
look
did a
good.
good ass job. I don't know who was working on that
I
shit
don't
was doing.
know. Beast Gohan's hair though, a
Yeah,
little
I
too
mean,
much.
look, that look. I heard that this is what Akira Toriyama wanted it to be, like that. So ain't nothing we can do about that. Basically, it's like, look, we could talk about Dragon Ball Z on another podcast because you know how I feel about it. Look, I just don't like the different color hairs. It's gotten to a point where this and that and the third. I'm old now, so I'm not gonna complain.
Toys, toys.
I'm not gonna complain. But that movie was dope just because it was like basically a Gohan and Piccolo movie. And
Yeah,
you know how we feel about Gohan and Piccolo. You know what I'm saying? So they was pulling on the nostalgia strings. And you know, if you remember on Dragon Ball Z how Goku and they did the special beam cannon and then Goku was holding Raditz and they shot through them, the same type of thing happens with Piccolo, but it's Gohan. So you know,
and this is the third time Gohan had to get a power up from something else.
look. I mean, look. I watched this long retrospective. I can't remember the guy's name on YouTube. I mean, I'm gonna start doing more research and try to give y'all, more of a shout out. But
Right.
yeah, it was a long Dragon Ball Z retrospective. They did all the sagas. And basically, yeah, Dragon Ball Z was a thing. It was a thing. And I mean, of course, I'm a lover of Dragon Ball Z, and people love it. But where it's gotten to now is just it's just merchandising.
Yeah, toys. Just toys. Ah, excuse my yarn. I apologize.
Yeah, I know. I'm making you bored, man. So
No, no, it won't that.
let's start going and to get back to the train. You know what I'm saying? So, um, Castlevania. What do you think about Castlevania?
Oh, I'm excited for Castlevania. Like the first three seasons, huge fan of Castlevania. So I absolutely love it. So I'm interested to see what's going on. I don't know if that's his kid that's in this one, or is it like going back in time? I'm interested to
Right.
see what they're going to do with it. But yeah, it looks cool, and the combat and the magic system, everything like the animation looks crisp. So I already know it's going to be a good time. So I'm waiting for it. Like I'm absolutely waiting for it.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm down with your animation. Looks great. They did some very good stuff in the last one. I didn't even think they was gonna come back with another Castlevania, but you know, here we are. So hopefully it lives up to the hype that the last show was, because I thought it was over and done with Trevor Belmont and all that stuff like that. And I mean, I'm down to watch it. Like I said, I've been hyped for a lot of animation coming out. I haven't been able to watch a lot of shows, animated shows lately. I mean, So I'll give it a try. If if hopefully they ain't doing what the new people are doing now with these like 6 episodes, and you know what I'm saying, where it don't have a real fleshed out story, and it's just trying to get you to watch it like Disney Plus and Star Wars and stuff like that. Because they'll have like a 9 episode series, and then you take 6 episodes to build up to the story, and then next thing you know, it's over. So hopefully they ain't doing something like that. I would hope
Did you
not with
watch
animation
the
anyway.
Did you watch the other Castlevania that came out before this one? Not the one that had the 3 seasons, but didn't they come out with another one? Um, I'm pretty sure because I haven't seen it and I feel bad about it. But I kept telling myself I was going to watch it. But didn't they come out with another one before this one? If I'm not mistaken,
I mean,
that was on
I
Netflix.
I might have missed it too. It might have missed me. I mean,
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about The Witcher.
yeah, I
I'm
know The
thinking about The
Witcher had
Witcher. I
something.
think I'm thinking about the.
I
Yeah,
did
it was like
watch
an
that. I
animation
did
for The
watch that.
Witcher.
It was an
The
anime
animation
and
of
it
The
was a
Witcher.
show that had didn't have a Witcher in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. My fault, y'all. I haven't seen that one because I was a huge Witcher fan, but I haven't seen that
Right.
one. Okay, my fault.
Okay. So we also do have a classic, you know, video game series getting adapted, or I know that's probably not a word, adapted, but getting an adaptation in animation. Laura Croft, how you feel about it, man?
Um, if it's anything like the video games, the rebranding the rebooting they did for the video games, I think it's gonna be good. Um, I was really skeptical of Laura Croft when the video games first came out, and then I played them, and the stories was phenomenal, and it was good, really good game. Like the way they portrayed her getting hurt and stuff in that game. So if this anime is going to have that type of storytelling and stuff like that, which looks like it's the same character a little bit, or same character modeling,
Right.
I'm interested in it. And this is Laura Croft, and I really wasn't interested in her video games in PlayStation One era
Yeah.
whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
So you
that
like the Crystal
reboot really got
Dynamics
me interested.
remakes?
Yeah. The Crystal
Mm.
Dynamics remakes of Laura Croft. I'm a huge fan of those games. And then it's another one. It's like a dungeon shooter where it's like you can play 4 players,
Right.
and it's pretty much like a I don't know. It's like a dungeon game. But I had that too, and I think I got that shortly after they made the
Yeah,
reboot.
kind of like a Diablo or
So
something like that.
yeah, like a Diablo or something like that. So because of that reboot, I'm gonna watch this anime because it looks like it's in the same ram of that type of reboot. So I'm interested to see it. So
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I mean, I was a fan of the original Laura Croft, but and then to watch the movies with Angelina Jolie, and then I watched the remake movie, and uh Jay did like to play the new games that came out. She didn't finish the second one, but she did finish the first one, and the story is pretty dope. It's a classic story. Basically, adventurer. She she goes and basically finds caves and finds lost treasure and stuff like that. So she's the Nathan Drake. I would think she would have got a movie before, before he got a movie. But it is what it is.
when
I
Nathan
mean, well,
Drake is
she did.
her, I
She
mean,
did get
he's
a
out.
movie. She did get a movie. She got two
Angela
movies.
Jolie.
She got three
Yeah, that was
movies.
bad. That was terrible.
No, the Crystal
It-
Dynamics got a movie. You know what I'm saying? The Crystal
oh,
Dynamics
now that
movie.
was I think that was pretty good. That Crystal Dynamics one. That was actually pretty good. But I'm thinking the Angelina Jolie movies.
I mean, they was a product of their time, man. I mean, I watch them
Yeah, man.
again.
It was
I'm just a
big
nostalgic
breasted, two
fan for watching
guns.
old stuff, man. I like stuff like that, and it's Angelina
Yeah.
Jolie. I mean, I like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, stuff like that. Basically, you know.
Yeah, it was alright. Miss Smith was good.
So I mean, they also do got some new stuff on the horizon, and there's some old samurai stuff. So I'm gonna be down regardless. That's why I say I'm on the hype meter. They got a new show called Blue Eyes Samurai or Blue Eyes Samurai. Have you heard anything about this? It comes out November 3rd, so it's not that far away.
Um, seen the trailer, and the trailer looks to me like she's a mixed breed or something. I'm assuming, and
What do you mean by
she's
mixed
been
breed?
cursed. I think like she's like Asian and Caucasian or something,
Oh,
like
okay.
or something like that. And then like she was cursed by the Caucasian settlers or the white settlers that came in or something like that. I don't know. At first, I mean, I just this is what I'm getting from the trailer. I could be wrong, but she has her blue eyes because I think because she's mixed or whatever.
Mm,
But her being cursed because of this of the white person that showed up did something to her or something. I don't know. Like I said, it's an interesting story. The
right,
combat looks pretty good, but I'm interested to see the direction they're gonna go with it.
right.
You know, and I didn't get too much from the trailer, and I probably bushed it and said it wrong. But from what I can remember, it's something like that. So I plan to give it a shot. I definitely plan on watching and giving it a shot because it's a
Right.
female lead and she's samurais, So I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, wait, I'll definitely give it a shot. I don't know too much about it, so you know, I'm hyped about seeing the animation and seeing what's going on with it. And I mean, we can just, either review it, guys. We can, do a review on the show if y'all want a review of the Blue Eye Samurai show, and then we give us our opinion. We can drop that stuff. We can do more episodes of, the dang review show, and we can review the show. Something like that. So I mean, I know last gaming podcast you was like, oh, I love some Sonic. So what do you think about this Sonic Prime? Because when I seen it, it was more like, what in the world is going on with Tails? You know what I'm saying? like,
Yeah, I did. I thought that too. Is Tails
I'm
working for
like,
Doctor Robotnik now?
yeah, I'm like,
Like,
what? How did I miss this? And it's supposed to be like the third season, so I'm like, maybe I gotta go back and watch, the other seasons because I was thinking that this is some new stuff they was coming out with Sonic, but this is in the third season. So yeah, Tails was wilding out. He was like, "Man, I'm tired of doing what you want to do, Sonic. Fuck you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my shit."
yeah, it was like that.
Yeah,
Like it's too late, Sonic. I'm like, what?
right. Even
But no,
Shadow was
I
like,
won't
"Damn,
watch it.
Tails, damn."
Yeah, but no, I'm not gonna watch it.
You not gonna
I'm
watch
not
it?
gonna watch it. No,
Hey
I didn't
man,
watch the first two seasons, so I ain't gonna watch the third one.
what are you?
The
Come
only
in, come in, Rocco. I'm sorry.
the dog trying to
Yeah,
holler
yeah.
at
I
you.
was like, what in the world are you doing, man?
The only Sonic thing that I really watched besides the old school Sonic, and the old school Sonic would look gritty. Not the one with well he played I guess he voiced what's Urkel's name
Jaleel
from
White.
Family Matters. Jaleel White. I think he voiced the original one and the
Yeah.
one with a little bit more gritty with the Fox chick and they was
Oh
fighting. It
yeah.
was in the future world. Like that
Yeah.
one was like crazy good. But the only one I've been watching is Sonic Boom, and that's because it's
What? You been
funny.
watching Sonic Boom?
I've rewatched that series so many times. I love Sonic Boom. It is funny,
Sonic
comedy gold to
Boom,
me.
Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it
No,
on
I haven't
Hulu?
seen it, but I hate the models. They look so silly, man. I can't stand the way they did Knuckles, man. Is it
It's funny. I'm trying to tell you that show is
so?
hilarious.
So
You
it's like
have to
basically
watch
a
it.
Teen Titans Go type of thing, where it's funny, but you don't know it's funny because you was like, I
No,
want to
it's
watch this
funny. It is.
abomination, and then you be like,
No,
oh, I'm
this
watching this funny.
it's hilarious. Like that show is self aware and it's funny. I rewatch it so many times, man. It's funny. Like that's something I
I mean,
have
how
to
many
let play
seasons
when I'm
is it?
trying to do something. I think it's two seasons. And I think each season have like, I don't know, 20, 30 some episodes or something. It's funny. It's funny. I
I
like
don't
it.
know. I'm kind of like a Sonic purist, man. I can't be like dealing
Man,
with
give it a
these
shot.
with these models, man. They got Sonic looking all long and lanky, man.
If you want to laugh, man, if you want to laugh, just put it on there. I'm telling you. I love it. I love Sonic Boom.
I don't know, man. I might have to. I
Definitely
might
watch
have to give you a strike on your black card, man, just for that.
it. What?
No,
You ain't even tried it yet. At least I tried Jujutsu Kaisen. Like,
the what?
come on. I said, at least I tried that. You
Look,
can at least
anime.
try
You
Sonic
can't get no
Boom.
strike on your anime on your black card when when you watch an anime because anime can turn his head so quick. It don't matter what it is. Like so, anime. You get plenty of chances with anime, but not with
Sonic is
Sonic.
like anime. Sonic is anime. It's just 3D animation now, but it's still anime. I mean,
Yeah,
ha! It technically it is.
I guess. Look, I'll watch it. I'll try it out just off of your recommendation. But it is what it is.
I recommend it.
Yeah,
I recommend it. That and Back in the Boneyard, the show, hilarious.
what is that? A Nickelodeon show or something? Or is that a
Yeah, I
Netflix
think
show?
so. It's Nickelodeon. I don't think it's on Netflix.
Right.
Back in the Boneyard, but yeah, not the movie, but the show.
I mean, I don't know about Back of the Barnyard.
Man,
What
you
was
didn't
it?
know about
Gumball. I
Sonic
used to watch
Boom?
Gumball with my daughter. That shit was hilarious, man. Gumball is hilarious.
Gum- Yeah, Gumball's alright. It's alright. He got his moments.
Yeah,
He's alright.
that was funny, but I don't know. I had to like I just ain't go. Well, let me put on Back of the Barnyard. Like I want to watch this.
It's funny.
I had to like naturally fall into that show. I can't be
Okay.
like, let's see what's happening on Back of the Barnyard.
It's funny. It's funny. I'm trying to tell you, it's hilarious. That and Sonic Boom. You got to at least give Sonic Boom a chance. It's
I
funny.
give
Sonic
Sonic
Boom, I
Boom a
think, is
chance
on
because
Netflix.
I like Sonic. So
Okay. All
Sonic
right.
is a national treasure. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
Like
Yeah, watch it. Watch it.
I'm gonna
You won't
always
be
support
disappointed.
Sonic. I'm gonna support Sonic no matter what because you know I grew up with him. He's been a lot of my childhood. Like Jaleel White, Steve Urkel played his voice in the movie. They got Jim Carrey, playing Robotnik, and Sonic has just always been the character to be for Sega. So I was a Sega guy. I used to play Sega Genesis.
Sega mascot.
Yeah, he was the mascot. So
He'll run by
right,
Sega.
right.
Well,
So
Sonic, brother.
I
Watch that
guess we
movie
can
though.
get into
Watch that show.
some anime. Some anime that's coming out. So what do you know about solo leveling? Because I'm a hype about solo leveling, man. I got the book. I got the book is kind of big, and it kind of give me a template on how I want to do my book. But it start off as a webtoon, and then it's a Korean made magua. They call it a magua. That's what they call manga in Korea,
Hmm.
magua. So and it was an easy read, man. I love when it's easy to read. Cause look, man, I ain't no philosopher. I don't need all these extra Jujutsu Kaisen stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I promise you, Jade and she'll sit here and explain this. I try to explain it to her because I understand it. Then she explains it to me, and I'll be like, damn, do I understand it? And then I go and watch a video to understand it. And then I come back to her and tell her, but then I was like, this is the fifth time we trying to understand what's going on. You know what I'm
That's way. That's too. That's so unnecessary.
saying?
If you gotta do that much digging to figure
Right.
out what's going on in the show, something's wrong. I
Right.
mean, yeah, something's
But
wrong.
look, before I get
No,
you started, man, because this is like
don't do it.
basically
Don't do it.
talking about
I get you a
Wolverine with
Wolverine.
me. You know what I'm saying?
I might say get you started Wolverine.
So solo leveling. Have you read the manga? So it was like I said, it was a good read, and I got the six books. I haven't read the sixth book yet. Because I was getting a lot of manga at the time. I was getting Chainsaw Man, and then I was getting another manga. I think it was the Blue Lock and something else I was getting. So the Kaiju number 8. So I know Kaiju number 8 might get an adaptation. I haven't even read the first book of that. And then I got like 6 of the books, but I haven't even read it. So, because I mean, now I've gotten to a point where I'll just get the book. If it looks interesting, I'm gonna get the book. There's a new one I wanted to talk about, but we'll talk about that on the drawing podcast. Um,
All right.
that they've been hyping up, but yeah, like the read was easy, man. It was pretty dope. I was flipping through the pages like this, man. Like that thing was good.
Hmm.
So, how? I mean, have you read anything or heard anything about Solo Leveling?
As much as I know about Soul 11 is from you. You showed me the manga when I went to your house. You told me about the power system of it and stuff because
Mm,
I know you was really interested in it. And I know it was starting off a webtoon. Yeah, pretty much everything that we've talked about, but I only know enough about Solo 11, and that's from you. And that's pretty cool knowing that it started from a webtoon,
yeah. Mm.
became a manga, became a game, like a cell phone, Android, iOS game,
Oh, I didn't
and
know
now it's
that.
getting adaptation to be it's a game, and now it's coming on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of webtoon stuff been coming up lately.
Right.
Like like Tower of God. Tower of God, the
Yeah.
same way. Then it became a video game and anime. So that's pretty cool to hear that this Solo
Yeah.
11 is that way. I mean, it's pretty cool that these mainstream medias is paying attention to webtoons or these up and coming mangas and comics and stuff coming out. I think that's pretty interesting, pretty cool. So yeah, I will be giving it a shot. But I only know much what you tell me about it. But I will be finally checking it out, seeing what's up with it,
Right.
seeing the big craze of it. But yeah, from its origins, I just really think that's dope. That Netflix, I just really think it's dope that the creators of this show, of this manga or webtoon, is really getting that spotlight. Like all their dreams seem to be coming true. If they're not getting demon slayed, hopefully they're getting paid for this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
just had to say RIP to the artist, to the artist that drew the manga. He passed away last year. His name is Dubu. I think it's Dubu, also known as Jang Sung Rock. Um, that's definitely Korean. Hopefully, I ain't butchering it. I mean, he passed away from cerebral hemorrhage and chronic illness, July 23rd last year. So, rest in peace to him. And
right.
sorry he didn't get to see his, work or his baby get animated and the love that people will have for it. I'm pretty sure like on the first episode they're gonna do a dedication to
A
him, something
tribute.
like that.
Hope that would be nice. Yeah. And
Yeah,
he was the main artist. It's the webtoon over with. Like it's the manga and
I
the
think
webtoon
it,
over
it
with.
started as a novel, or a
Oh,
written.
it's a
It
novel.
was started as a written book, and then the manga, then it made it into a webtoon, and then they put it in production to be translated or transcripted into a book. And
Hmm.
that's why I was get the book because
Okay.
it's all color and everything like that, and it's pretty thick books. And so he did a lot of work on it, and I don't know
Wow.
um, how much of the book that he added. I mean, did an adaptation of to a manga series. So if he did everything, then that's great. If not, then somebody else will have to either finish it or the sixth book probably be the last one. I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's very
Hmm.
tragic when these artists pass away. That work on things like the artist who was working on Berserk. He passed away, so I don't know if he's gonna ever get finished. He was writing and drawing it, so
Yeah.
yeah. R.I.P. to the
That is
artist, man.
something. Yeah. They definitely deserve more recognition, not just from what they've done, but we need to know exactly who they are too, and
Right?
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, give them what they deserve, not just knowing it from their IP property. So, yeah, definitely rest in peace to him. He sound like the name sound familiar to that other manga, some rock that you was showing me,
Oh, Sun King
and I was
Rock.
like, is that the same person?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
was like,
Sun
that's the
King
same
Rock is
thing.
is
Or
the name of the
okay,
of the book, but the artist, he's a Korean guy as well. He draws One Piece. I mean, not One Piece. Damn, why I say One Piece? Doctor Stone. He draws Doctor Stone. Yeah.
Who draws Doctor Stone? Which one is this one?
His name is dang, why can't I think of it right now?
And he does the other one too. You just said the Sun Kick Rock, whatever.
Yeah, Sun King Rock is his original book, and
And he does One Piece. I mean, and he does. I said One Piece too.
I know,
And
right?
he does Doctor Stone.
Yeah, he draws.
Wow.
His name is Buichi. Buichi.
Oh, he
Um,
draws Doctor Stone.
yeah, he just draws Doctor Stone. He didn't write it, but he draws it. You know, kind of like
Wow.
how
Okay.
Yusuke Murata does One Piece. I mean, I keep saying One Piece. One Punch Man. Yeah, One Piece is talking about us, man. One Piece is talking about it.
What's going on? What's
Right.
going on with One Piece, man?
Yeah,
Jeez.
but
Neither
I
one
can
of us watched
understand how I
anime.
got One Piece this time because it was One Punch Man. You know what
One
I'm saying?
Punch Man.
Yeah.
Right. I said One Piece because you said it. And I'm like, wait, One Piece?
Yeah.
Why I saying that? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's like a walk in the park for him. That's Sun King Rock, and then drawing Doctor Stone. That's like,
I
because the
mean,
other
yo,
one
that
got
dude
like
is a beast,
amazing
man.
art.
That dude is
Yeah.
a beast. That like
I've seen that. Sheesh.
like that detail,
to go
man.
from that, I bet Doctor Stone is like a breather for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it still look good. The artwork just look good.
I mean, it looks good, but it ain't that Sun King Rock though. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
Sun King Rock
I mean, that
is super detailed. Like that's some inking for real. Like man, I mean, maybe one day I get to that level, but you know, I try to work on my own style and try to get that, and I get inspiration from it. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, that was all of the Netflix series. We talked about a couple of anime. You know what I'm saying? I do want to get this out of the way before we end it tonight because I don't think we got time to do the top 5 animated movies. You know, because you know we'll save it for another podcast. You know what I'm saying? But we did recently hear that the WGA strike or the writer strike did end, and it ended last Wednesday on Wednesday. And I mean, it sounded like it was a win for the writers, you know, and they basically got everything they was asking for. And I don't think that the studios wanted to keep this strike going on any longer because they wasn't able to make that money back. And I mean, I don't even think they had to pay out a lot. I think it ended up being like 200 million, which is the price of one movie from one studio. You know what I'm saying? So
one exec, like one exec probably
right.
make that like in a month or something. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know.
So I mean,
they was getting pennies on a dollar for their residuals. It was
well, I
just
mean,
incredible.
just the way the industry is, they was doing them dirty. So I mean, they did talk about AI and AI, how they were scared that that the studios were going to make the writers use AI. They was having smaller writing rooms and not paying them for it. So they did talk about that writers can use AI if they want to as a tool, but they do have to let the studios know if they're using AI, and they won't use AI as a writer in the writer room. They're going to have to actually hire a writer producer for it, and it has to be a certain writer producers in the room if they're going to revise a script or a template from AI. So, you know, some type of regulation, and then they won't get paid for. I mean, they will get paid as a writer, not as AI. You know, wrote it down. They would get paid as a writer, so they could use it as a tool and stuff like that. Also, another thing, I watched a video of a guy explaining it. They were it was a lot of like avenues where it could be like holes that the industry could still twist it to make it the way they wanted to, because they were saying a certain amount of episodes needed a certain amount of writers. You know, if it was like a 10 episode series or 9 or going whole series that they're writing, they would need a certain amount of writers in there. And so you know, I feel like these places are going to like, oh well, we just gonna do 6 episodes, the bare minimum, and put it out
Mm-hmm.
there because they won't hire the writers they need for it if they need to have the writers. And I think the guy did a template of like how the first season of Stranger Things, and it was like 8 episodes. The 8 episodes did have 7 writers on it, and I think that goes to what they was trying to have, where it was like 3 writer producers, which the writers producers get like a flat fee, and then the writers get that they can hire under them will have to be for every sequential episode. Like if it's 2 episodes, then you need 1 writer. If it's 6 episodes, you need 2 writers to help out with the load. And I guess one more thing that I was remembering from it is that they were basically saying that the streaming services, they wanted to get revenue from the streaming services um, on like shows they wrote and stuff like that. So I think they did have like they had some stuff about that, basically saying that if a streaming service, if 20% of the audience of a streaming service watches a show for a certain amount of time or a certain amount of episodes, then they will get compensated like 50% of the profit. Um, and that's going on down the line to all the writers. So, like I said, it
Okay.
sounds like a win to me, what I'm saying? And I'm glad that some regulations is getting put on AI. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
creators are getting some type of compensation for what they're doing and helping this industry making a lot of money, and these big wigs are just gonna have to deal with it. But I feel like they're gonna find a way to get around it and pussyfoot doing what they need to do. But that being said, the actor strike is still going on. And you were saying that you thought that they was all together, but from my knowledge, I knew that the writers went on strike first, and then after that, the the um the the actors went on
Actors
strike
actors
to
start.
stand
Yeah,
for the writers as well, and they wanted to get fair treatment as well.
right.
So for
Which
the
they should.
yeah for the Writers Guild of America, they really set a template for what maybe the actors can probably set. They set the
Right.
basis. You know.
Because it doesn't make any sense that it's the same thing with the I heard with the songwriters. Like the songwriters was out there striking too. It's this one girl. She made a lot of hits for like Drake and um,
Or like the
who's
writers.
Drake and yeah, she's a songwriter,
Oh, okay.
and she wrote a song. She wrote a song for Drake, Trey songs, and all these songs are #1, and these songs are making these these artists millions of dollars. And she's over there. She's not getting paid at all. She's not. I mean, she's not. She showed how much she was getting paid from it, and she's not making any money. And so she was out there on strike too. Um, and it just blows my mind to see how in the forefront you see that these people is making all this money, and those not even the ones who's not even putting in the work half of the time. Like all these big execs and stuff, they're not the ones making they're making all these millions of dollars, but the actors and the writers is not making no money. And it just blew my mind that even the songwriters are struggling. Like songwriters who made hits, #1 hits.
Right.
These are she was like a award winning songwriter. She got a couple of Grammys and stuff or something like that.
Right.
And she won't making no money. And I was like, that's crazy. How you write #1 hits for all these major artists and you can't even afford something. Like I think she was like she couldn't afford it was something that she was trying to do. I don't know. It was like she was talking like she was trying to get something to eat or something. I don't know, but she had to get like a second job. Like she was working 2 jobs. Like it was crazy. And they just
Yeah.
blew my mind because I was listening to the whole writer strike deal. I know this sounds real bad on our end. Well, for us to have this type of detective work that we can't really give you all the sources. And I feel bad. Like I said, we'll do better on that one. But yeah, there is a video out. And if I find it, I will try to source it out next time. But it was very crazy to see that. It just blew my mind to see that she wrote all these number one hits and she's not making any money from it. I mean, she had to, like I said, she had to get another job. It just blew my mind. But I'm definitely gonna have to look that up. I mean, do it some justice because yeah, can't I can't remember her name or the video, which is unfortunate. But so that I apologize to y'all out there for that. But yeah, these people definitely deserves more, and it goes along what I was saying. Like once you start standing up, and the people start showing that they ain't gonna take it, then they'll crumble because you know then nothing without the people. They
Speak with
the
their
trick
wallet,
or the
right?
illusion, yeah, the
Hit them where it
illusion
hurts.
is
Yeah.
the illusion is for you to think that you need them more than they need you, and then when you show them that that's not true, you know, they come around. So I'm hoping that they get much more than what they was asking for, and it's going to happen again. They're going to test the waters again, and I'm hoping it don't take this long for them to stand up for what they want this time. You know, I really hope that they get what they need. I think the actor that played in Martin, Pam, she was out there striking, and she was she played in a lot of shows and movies, and she was talking about how she only get like 1 cent for like residuals or 1 or 3 cent residuals from like Martin or from no Everybody Hates Chris or something. Like she's not getting paid nothing for that.
Right.
So it's crazy. We think that all these people on the big screen are living it up, and it's not the case. A lot of them don't. A lot of them just struggling, and they shouldn't be.
I mean,
Especially
I
if
would
you're
say
making
that
all
the
that money.
writers are struggling more than the actors. I mean, the actors do get paid pretty good, you know. I wouldn't say,
What for the doing the show?
yeah, I would say just, it depends on your status as an actor. Like you could get paid.
Yeah, A, B, C, D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like if you up and coming actor and you doing each episode for $1,000 or $2,000, I mean, that's kind of good if you're getting paid $1,000 an episode. Is
now
it?
you living in California,
I
though.
mean, look,
You living in
I don't
California.
know, but I'm just saying, like, if you doing like if you're not the star of the show, you get what I'm saying, like that. I'm not defending anybody, like the
Mhm.
industry. I'm just saying that I know the writers probably don't get as much as the actors would. And I mean, yeah, there are starving actors that get like minimal roles in shows like that, but like a well-known actor, I'm pretty sure that they can get a contract that they are getting paid
Well,
good.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You got people like Millie Bobby Brown turning down what 10 or $20 million for a Stranger Things movie, and then you got what I'm saying. She's turning stuff down like it's nothing. Like at whatever. What's that? I don't want to do it.
Right,
And then you got other actors who's like, dang, pay me $1,000. Like give me something.
right.
So it's very unfortunate, but
Yeah, and I mean,
I guess it's how it is.
it's like there's no security in that type of thing, and I get it. For our entertainment, and it will be nice that these greedy companies don't, try to take every piece of stability from these actors and writers and stuff like that, and at least give us some type of, standard where we can, at least live off of. And I mean, that's just America, honestly, for us. Like America is a corporate, uh, greedy monster. So, so it's gonna be a lot of for the rich and for the companies instead of for us blue collar people or the low class actors or writers and stuff like that. Like, I mean, just hearing
Yeah.
the some of the laws and some of the stuff that the strike was for. is that yeah, if you're a writer producer, then you get more money than a regular writer, and it's certain job titles, but then it was like it could go either way with, well, if they have to have a certain amount of writer producers, will they only go with the senior writer and producers because that'll make companies only pick senior writers and producers and not the young people, or it could be like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
maybe the young people are cheaper, so we'll get the young
Hmm.
writer producers. So it could go either way with that. And having a like, I don't know exactly what it entails in writer and producer. I don't know if that means you got to give some of your money up. I don't know. Uh, to be producing it, I don't know. If you're a showrunner, I don't know the difference. Like a showrunner, they might be the one who came up with the concept and they need other writers. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know all the minutia of it, but same thing probably with the acting and the industry and as a whole, is that there's a lot of slides to the big guys, but not a lot of slides down to the people who need that type of stuff. So I'm always powerful to the creators and whoever could create something, and because they are the staple of what goes on, and they always get the bad end of the stick. So, or the short end of the stick. So, like I said, the WGA, they got to win, and I'm hopefully they can keep continue to win and give us good products and stuff like that, and hopefully the industry don't try to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as stuff like this exists for shady practices and these greedy companies trying to make money, is always going to show up to where someone's going to try to take advantage of somebody,
Yeah,
which is just the unfortunate thing. So the question is you just going to allow it to happen or not? And I'm hoping that they're not going to allow it to happen anymore. Hopefully they're not going to take it. So, they're not
yeah,
going to take it. So
yeah. That's your thing. So
hopefully we'll
we're
see.
not going to take it.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Well, you got any closing statements you want to say? I mean, like I said, we'll say the rest for another podcast. We already done drugged them for 2 hours almost. So what we gonna. So I mean, yeah, they was here with us. Hopefully, they enjoyed the episode as much as we enjoyed it, and we enjoyed talking about it. Please join the conversation. Please hit us up. Please let us know what you want us to talk about or what you want to talk to us about. I mean, I know there's some people out there that be like, man, I wish I could talk to these people about this stuff. Man, we're just a click away or a message away, man. I mean, it's no problem. Just hit us up. We try to respond as best we can, and we try to hit y'all up. And hey, if y'all want to even be, part of something, then we could try to create something ourselves. Like I said, power to the creators. You know what I'm saying? We are creators. I mean, I got my Michael Jackson glove on, but power to the creators. And we could create something together. That's what Dang is for, empowerment for the creators. And so we can create something and then we can have our own thing and do what we could do. So please hit us up. Let us know what y'all want to do. You know, I'm excited about it. Hopefully you guys will be excited too. Hopefully it gets to y'all ears and or your eyes if you on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And y'all hit us up and see what's going on.
Oh yeah,
What
oh yeah,
about you,
most definitely.
Juelz? You want to say something?
No, I'm just want to thank you all for lasting this long and hear my rants. I'm pretty sure I didn't make a lot of sense like Jujutsu Kaisen, but no offense if you like that show. I'm just sorry to hear that you having a hard time with that show. You know,
Yeah.
just don't put up with it. Think of the Writers Guild when you're looking at this show, and just think about how you don't deserve it, and just move on to something.
Well, I guess we're gonna end it with that, man. Y'all have a nice one. Y'all have a nice one. I love y'all. Holler at y'all later.
All right, y'all take these. So it's like you in this world building, you have it to where this makes sense. But then when it comes to your own power system within your people, it don't make sense. Because you're telling me now there's a lineage, so they don't even they just have an infinite storage or have a storage of negative energy in them that they can just manipulate all the time. Like I don't know, it's
They're
stuff
jujitsu
like that puts me out.
sorcerers.
I get it. I get that they're
But
jujitsu
you
sorcerers.
don't get it because you
No,
don't get
because it's like there are
it.
people who can manipulate the cursed energy. I get it because they're jujitsu sorcerers. Pretty much to me, that's just sound like someone who's just been trained in how to you do it. But the fact of how they're using it, because you already told me this is what cursed energy is.
Yes,
So
they have
I
certain
think,
techniques. They have certain techniques that they use. So you're not using you're not using all curse energy. You're using your certain curse technique to do what you can do. You're not using everybody energy that's all around you just to have or negative energy all around you. Just do it. You use your curse technique to do your curse stuff.
and what's the
So
curse technique? What is the curse technique in the jujutsu sorcery? What is the not what no what it looks like, but what exactly is the curse technique in the jujutsu sorcery? Like, what is that energy made of?
what is that energy made of?
Yeah, what is this the curse
It
technique
could be
that
all
they're
different
using or
types of
whatever?
things. It could be blood manipulation. It could be curse energy. Like you can control dolls, or you can, um,
Well,
you know,
I guess the question is
everybody
where
has
is it?
something that like you could take a hammer and you can imbue it with curse energy and then hit the nail. That's how you use it.
But
That's a
where?
curse
But I'm
technique.
talking about from. But where is it coming from? The very beginning, like where is this energy coming from and when it's all said and done, it has to start from somewhere. So this energy that they're using, where's it coming from?
It comes from within them. Yes.
And what is cursed energy defined as?
What do you mean? It's defined as?
What
I
is
don't get
cursed
what
energy defined as? What is it defined as in this story? What is cursed energy?
cursed energy. What do you mean?
What is cursed energy in Jujutsu Kaisen? What is it defined as in Jujutsu Kaisen? It's defined as negative energy or emotions.
No, it's
That's what
not
it's
defined as
defined as.
negative energy emotions.
So what is cursed energy
It's
defined as?
what? I just
What is
told
it
you, man.
defined as?
the curse
What?
curse energy is an energy source. When people who can't manipulate or when when they're not jujitsu sorcerers, they can't manipulate curse energy. They can only dispel curse energy. You get what I'm
What
saying?
is cursed energy?
I just
What
told
is
you.
it? No, but what is it? What is cursed energy made of?
Curse
How do you
energy
make
is
cursed
made.
energy?
Curse energy is made from people.
But and from people and themselves, right? But what is the cursed energy that's coming from people? What is
I don't get what you asking me, man. you're saying
the
you're
cursed
saying
energy
that
that's coming from people is negative emotions
in fear and sadness
and
or
fear and
whatever,
stuff. Exactly. So
but
in the
that
long
has to
run, this
happen.
stuff is rooted. So this rooted from them. If they're not manipulating other people's energy surrounding them around them, then they're using their own negative energy. So that means they will constantly have to have this type of energy. They will have to have these emotions to expel to make the energy appear. But now you're telling me the manga artists are saying, well, in order they don't have to do that because since they have a lineage, they already have that energy within them. But the
Yes, because they're
people who's not,
sorcerers. That's the rule. That's the rule.
it's stupid. That's what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
mean, if you feel like it's stupid, that's fine. I'm just saying
I
that
feel
you have if you're not going to try to understand it, then you don't have to
I
understand it. But
tried.
you're not trying. You're not trying because
B. It's
if you listen to it, jujitsu
okay,
sorcerers they have cursed energy. They don't
right?
have to dispel curse energy. They don't have to have
Okay.
negative emotions to have this energy. So they are cursed sorcerers. They are jujitsu sorcerers. They can do that because they're special. They're
So they just
Saiyans, if you want to call it that. They're Saiyans.